We are just over 24 hours away from kickoff as your Kansas City Chiefs are set to square off against the Baltimore Ravens, and we have the starting lineup for Thursday night's matchup between these two squads. On today's show, we will break down the starters for your Kansas City Chiefs and give you our reaction coming up in just a moment. Before we do, we are trying to get to 57,000 subscribers here in the Chiefs Report prior to kickoff, and we are almost there. Just 187 away from reaching that next milestone for daily Kansas City Chiefs coverage. Our watch party coming up on Thursday night, in addition to our mailbags, breaking news, and more. It's all in one place. Your Kansas City Chiefs headquarters is right here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll get started with today's show. To the surprise of no one, Patrick Mahomes will be your starting quarterback on Thursday night, and I think he's going to play pretty well. Pacheco will get the start at the running back position. He is expected to have a very big season here in Kansas City. Well, Carson Steele will be the starting fullback for the Kansas City Chiefs. How much we see Steele is to be determined. We'll see exactly how that ultimately plays out, but the Chiefs have a game plan in mind for how they want to use him. And we know that he's not just a blocking fullback. That was evident of what he did in the preseason, that he has some speed and that he can get downfield. He's the secret weapon for this Chiefs offense, I think. And there was a great wager that I saw on Caesars last week that had an anytime touchdown for Carson Steele against the Ravens at plus 1,800. I think Andy might find a way to use him inside the goal line in the red zone and get that touchdown for Carson Steele. So watch out. I think he could have a very good night on Thursday. At wide receiver, the top two receivers with no Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice is back, and he's had a very good training camp and preseason. He's been kind of the go-to guy for Patrick Mahomes at the wide receiver spot. Xavier Worthy making his debut, and all eyes are going to be to see, does Xavier Worthy look like a rookie? Does it take him a while to adapt, or does he get right in and get invested in this Chiefs offense? I think they're going to try to go to him early and try to make him an impact player right away, similar to what we saw with Rashee Rice in the opener last year against the Detroit Lions. Travis Kelce getting the start at the tight end spot. I think Kelce we're going to see plenty of on Thursday, but you'll see the other tight ends as well. Noah Gray will get involved. Jared Wiley I hope to see. Maybe we'll see more 12 personnel, some two tight end packages. Very excited about what that tight end room is going to look like. I think Rashee Rice is going to go off. I think if we look at this matchup and how this Chiefs team stacks up with the Ravens secondary, I think there's a big opportunity for Rashee Rice to be kind of the player to watch for the Kansas City Chiefs offense. That to me is the player that I think is going to have a very good night for that receiving core there. How would you grade the Chiefs starting lineup? We will go through the rest of it. We still have some more offensive players to get to along with the defense and the special teams. But let me know on our pinned comment today, A, B, C, D, or F, how would you grade the Chiefs starting lineup? I think it's pretty solid. I know you got some injuries. You're missing a few guys. But overall, still in great shape for Thursday. I'm going with an A. Give me your grade in the comment section. Kingsley getting the start at the offensive tackle position for Kansas City. He'll start at the left tackle spot, making his first career start in the National Football League. Well, Joe Thuney is back from injury, and he jumps back into his starting left guard role. Creed Humphrey at the center position did play a little bit of guard in training camp, so I'm very curious to see what Andy Reid has in mind, if that means we're going to see more of Creed Humphrey pulling like a guard from the center spot, similar to what Andy would do with Jason Kelce back in Philly. Trey Smith at the right guard position. Trey Smith looking to get paid as he's got some money that he's waiting on at this point. He's kind of the next player, along with Nick Bolton, looking for his extension. Jawaan Taylor at the right tackle position. Didn't have a great year, if we're going to be honest, in 2023. He's looking to turn things around, and this would be a good start for him with a win against the Baltimore Ravens. I think the O-line overall is better than advertised than what it's given credit for. In particular, I love the interior of the offensive line. I think you got some difference makers there. And the offensive line is going to be good enough to carry its weight, to give Patrick Mahomes all the time he needs. It won't be perfect. There'll be some growing pains, but overall, I like this group that Kansas City is going to put out there. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks, and Prize Picks has got a great new offer, folks. You will get $50 when you put down $5 on Prize Picks, folks. And here's how it works. You choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. I'm looking ahead to the start of the football season. I got Patrick Mahomes with more than 4,299.5 passing yards this season. Also going with Geno Smith, the Seattle Seahawks, to have more than 25.5 passing touchdowns. If I put $20 down and both these hit, it's going to turn into $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with me, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS to get that $50 deal that we're offering you here. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Glad to have them on board here on today's show. Let's move ahead now to the defensive starters for Kansas City. George Karlaftis at the defensive end position, coming off a strong campaign in 2023, his second year in the league. Mike Danna will start at the other defensive end spot, and he's looking to build upon what he's done. Chris Jones at defensive tackle. Remember, he didn't play in the opener last year as he was still holding out. They did ultimately get a deal done, and he was back there shortly thereafter, but we will see him when the banner gets raised. Much different vibes than last year's game. Wharton at the other defensive tackle spot. And overall, when I think about this defensive line, I think that they're going to give Lamar Jackson a lot of problems. That the defensive line, the front 7 as a whole, is going to be asked to kind of relieve the secondary. We know that the corner room has some question marks. And you go back to the early Super Bowl years of the Mahomes era where the Chiefs, they had the defensive line kind of carry their weight to make things easier on the secondary. And I think they're going to kind of go back to that where they need these guys to really get after the quarterback, get pressure on Lamar, and I think they're going to have a nice night. The defensive starters continue with the linebacker room. Nick Bolton, we mentioned earlier, he's looking to get paid. He has talked specifically about creating more turnovers. He felt like he missed on some opportunities there last year on that front. Drew Tranquill is back at the linebacker position. I think he's going to have a solid year. And Leo Chenal also at the linebacker spot for Kansas City. Specifically, I'm watching out for Nick Bolton. I think Nick Bolton is going to come out guns a-blazing and be an impact player. And it wouldn't shock me if that first turnover that he's been hungry for happens right away in this Week 1 contest. Who is a player to watch against the Baltimore Ravens? I'm telling you, I like Nick Bolton. What do you guys think? Give me a name in the comments section of who comes to mind there. Trent McDuffie coming off an All-Pro campaign in 2024. He is looking for his first career interception. That's right. He was an All-Pro last year despite not even having a pick. McDuffie, his roles increase with L'Jarius Sneed gone. He's going to be asked to do more. Jaylen Watson will be the opposite corner from him. Jaylen Watson, I think, very solid player. I think you're going to like what you see from him. Justin Reed at the safety spot along with Brian Cook. Reed back from injury, did not play in the preseason. McDuffie, I said it, I'll say it again. He's going to be everywhere, all over the field. I think he'll mostly be in coverage as a cover corner on the outside, but don't be surprised if Spags mixes it up a bit and puts him at the nickel at points to kind of confuse the offenses there. Special teams, Harrison Butker, America's kicker, back at the kicker spot, coming off a fantastic season in 2023 and getting paid recently. Matt Araiza, your new punter, a.k.a. the punt god. Matt Araiza, I love the addition. We'll talk about him more in just a second. And James Winchester, back from injury, the long snapper for Kansas City, and good to see him back out there on that front. I think Ariza is going to be a difference maker. Hopefully we don't see a lot of him on Thursday night and throughout this season, but when he's out there, he's got some opportunities to flip the field and change the course of the game with how good he is with that long leg. Other special team starters, McCole Hardman on kick return duties along with Sky Moore. You will see 2 kick returners on the field in this new kickoff format. And then Xavier Worthy is going to be your main punt return specialist for Kansas City for now. Really good group just all around when you talk about the kicking and punting unit and the return unit as well. Really as good as you could ask for, quite frankly, I think. Confidence level of the Chiefs beating the Ravens. How you feeling heading into Thursday night? Scale it for me, 1 through 10. What you think of this group? Weigh in, let us know. Subscribe now to the Chiefs Report for continuing Chiefs coverage. Make sure to join us for a watch party coming up on Thursday night right here, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.